All right, so today we're going to be talking about a new unique manhwa that has started coming out. It's called The Painter Who Draws Dungeons. Now, this is honestly probably one of the most creative types of dungeon stories that I've seen in a while. Our main character, he gets caught up in the school fire. He's a teacher. The school goes up in flames, and he ran to the art room because if he was gonna die, he wanted to die in the place he loved most, which was in his art room with a painting that he painted. And then so he dies, and then basically what happens is he wakes up inside of the painting, and inside this painting there's rules that he has been able to figure out after he spent a little time in there. The first rule being that whatever he draws becomes real. The only limitation to this drawing becoming real is, it doesn't work on humans. So if he draws like a human, it just basically gives him a warm corpse. It's not any like living, breathing human. The second rule is that all he can interact with the outside world through it. Like he can leave the painting and come back to the world that he was originally from. Um, we find out that basically 31 years has passed in this world, while only a week had passed in the picture frame. And the world has been basically being overran by monsters. There's a hunter association. The association president here basically created this system in order to save humanity from the brink of extinction. Our main character himself has like this system. I didn't say in part of it, but essentially, he has his own system that basically tells him like it's like an appraisal type of skill. And so he's basically just living his life out peacefully inside this painting. But the final rule, or the second to last final rule, is basically he has become the painting itself, where it's no longer this, like in the first part where we saw, it's no longer just his house in the woods. Now it has him on it. And not only is it like in this world isn't just his house in the woods, it basically has its own like ecosystem, right? Like it has, its own organic life forms. It has like the animals like birds and um like all these other different types of like beings inside this painting that he created. And so it's just really interesting to see. What happens though is our main character, basically the portrait gets bought, and so by this like extremely rich, one of the S rank leaders of like one of the three strongest guilds in Korea, and he basically tries talking with them every single day. Uh, but what really got my attention was I was reading chapter 3, and like he, after like basically not talking to like anybody inside this like guild or whatever, just some random assistant comes strolling about, doing like her rounds, and he basically hops out with offering a cookie, being like, "Hello, would you like to have a conversation with me?" In this like hooded, dark, creepy looking form. I don't know. It seems like it'll be fun. Basically a artist has basically like kind of reincarnated into his own painting, but not really reincarnated because like he died, but he didn't. Like he died in the fire, but he's in the painting, so he's alive, and like time is like past 30 years in real time, a week in his the painting. So it's like it's a weird like dual world type of comic where our main character can basically, it says draw dungeons. Like he drew this portrait, like this image, and it became like a dungeon. Not like a like not all dungeons are, I'm assuming, are going to be like harmful dungeons, because like the one he lives in is like rather peaceful. So, but he has like these powers where inside of any like the paintings he creates, he's able to just create whatever he wants. So, I don't know, it's an interesting comic. I like to see, because apparently it says you can like there's been like mention of like in some dialogues that he can like jump through, like if we look at this, is like he can open gateways to other dimensions, like other, so maybe like he can connect one portrait, and like if he draws another he can connect it to that one, or if he can just draw another portrait inside of his portrait, and just keep like multi-layering dungeons inside. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I am rather interested, because how often do you get like a main character who's a painter, right? Like usually for these hunter ones, we have main characters who were just like nobodies, or get an overpowered system that gives them like insanely like overpowered skills, or like people who have like who was a hunter and then regressed and is a hunter again, right? How often do we get something different like a painter becoming our main character, right? And so I don't know, and the art looks really good. I do like the art, like the portrait itself, the beings inside the portrait, um like even just like this tree here inside the portrait. Like I do like the art style and how good the art looks. And like I said, it's a unique premise on the whole hunter manhwa trope. So I don't know, I'm looking forward to it. So but that's really all I just wanted to talk about today. If you guys like, leave a like, leave a sub, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.